Okay, on the bench I have a Surelam Pro 500 laminator PCB. Problem with this is the motor doesn't run. Reverse runs very slow. I've had a look at a lot of it, tested the components, and I just thought I would share what I found. So maybe somebody else has got the same problem. Okay, so on the back I have attached some wires. So this wire here goes to 15 volt on my power supply. This is a 15 volt regulator here, and that's on the output. The yellow one is on the output of the 5 volts, but I will be using that later. With the black onto the ground, we have the green on the ground. This one here is DC in, which is 30 volts in for the motors. This one here is the output to the motors, which is onto my on-screen meter, and the yellow one here is the ground. So I'll turn the meter on, turn the power supply on. So it's got 15 volts going into it, and here's the display, so you can see that's working. Turn the 30 volts on the DC to the motor on, and I'm getting no output. So I'll do a few measurements. I can get to it. Right. So this one here is a NOT gate. So basically on the input, if you've got 5 volts, on the output you'd have 0. And if the input is 0, you have output of 5 volts. So pin 6, turn the meter on. Can't get that in view. I've got a different meter for this. It's pin 6. Showing 0 volt. So pin 7 will be 5 volt. When that's 5 volt, it won't power the MOSFET to actually allow the 30 volts through to the motors. This one here, which is the output, would need to be 0 volts. So pin 6 would need to be 5 volts. The problem is here underneath this processor, microprocessor, you've got these two vias, and these are the two that will control both sides, both halves of this NOT gate. One for each MOSFET. It's 2 MOSFETs. So one's for the table motor, and one's for the laminator motor, so it moves the laminator sheet through. So if I test there, we get 0 volts and 0 volts. Now, if I turn it off It's all off. I remove this NOT gate. So all I'm doing is taking this one out. So it's out of circuit. So with this 5 volts lead that I made up, put on the 5 volt regulator. This is basically going to be the output 5 volts or 0 volts with it off. 5 volts on it and 0 volts off. So if I've got 5 volts on it, which it was, turn it all on again. As you can see, no output. Remove this from pin 6. I then get the output. So the voltage in down here then goes through the MOSFETs and to the output. Also, when it goes into reverse, it needs to be minus on there. So if I put the probe onto where the relay is, energize the relay, as you can see, it's minus 30. So the issue does seem to be coming from the microprocessor. It's on PWM1 and I believe PWM2. I haven't bothered checking the other side, but pulse width modulator should be giving the 5 volts out, and it isn't giving anything out. So that's the issue. So my way around it, work around it, is to basically have 5 volts going in to here, pin 6, which will short it out. That puts 5 volts on that line, which basically closes the MOSFETs, so the motor's not running. And then also if you use a switch, you can take that off, which would open it and allow voltage to the motors. Turn it off, put 5 volts on that. So at the moment, that is the best workaround that I can do. And at least the unit can be used. Need to go to site tomorrow, double check what's going on. I can't power this unit up with 240, it's not working, it needs other bits connected to it, I believe. And then obviously I can work out if the chip's given 5 volts out or if it's not. Obviously if it's not, then we'll have to bypass it with a switch. Okay, hope this helps someone.